Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory. We give you peace. We give you honor. We give you blessing. We give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you. The fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name. Ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cubed. What does O Cubed stand for? One-on-one, because it's just me and you. I am the spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. I'm so glad that you joined me today cheering. It is hump day. It is Wednesday already. Can you believe that? It is Wednesday, October the 18th in the year 2023, and I'm so glad that you joined me on this fine day. Now listen, we're going to go ahead and get this party started and get it crack-a-lacking. I appreciate everybody that's come in bright and early this morning. I know people are doing so many different things and so many things going on right now in people's families with loved ones and transitions and this and that and the other, but you're here, and I appreciate you for being here on this morning. Now let's get started with Grandpa Holmes' chair. That's the way we always like to start it. And today, I'm telling you, the third person to actually make it into the Lion's Den this morning was none other than Glenda M. Groves. Come on in here, sis. Yeah, she came in bright and early into the Lion's Den, and believe it or not, she made it number 3 in the room because the Saints were tired last night. The Saints are like, listen, I'm going to bed. I just cannot do another midnight pull. I just can't do another further. And so this morning, Glenda, congratulations to you to being the third person in the Lion's Den. Go ahead and sit right over there on that love seat, and so much mad love to you. That's another one of my sisters from Bonner Springs. I tell you, Bonner Springs is in the house. Bonner Springs in Kansas City. We're representing this morning. Come on in here. Now, the second person to make it into the Lion's Den this morning was none other than Sassy Cassie Slide and Glide. I hope you got your ride fixed. I hope you got your ride. Congratulations. If not, we're praying that that ride gets fixed. Listen, whatever way the Lord needs to provide that ride, listen, we're speaking it, miracles, signs, and wonders working for you, my sister. But I love your energy that in spite of the ride and whatever difficulties you may have been having in the challenges there, you just kept right on pushing. And that's the way we do it in the Lion's Den. But the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair is none other than KK79. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Get your lips, get your hips, get your fingertips right on over there, sis. It's yours. You did that. Congratulations. That's my beautiful soul right there. 12 o'clock on the dot, she was in there. And come on, that's one more time I'm going to give it up for her. That's my beautiful soul. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's my beautiful soul. And congratulations to you for being the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Now, you know where I like to go from here typically. I kind of mix it up from time to time. But I want to go ahead and give that love to my moderators. All of them are dealing with some things this morning and been dealing with some things. There's a listen, right on cue, right on time. There she is. Get that mod love out. Get that mod love out. Get that mod love out. Because listen, I got the best mods in the world. Please believe it. And we're going to start with that thunderclap right there. Shelly Thunder. Yeah, Shelly Thunder, that's my girl right there. She will come in and she'll bless you with the scripture. She'll pray the prayer of faith, but she'll block your tail. Please believe it. She will do it. And good morning to you, Shelly Thunder. Oh, let's see. Let me get all my assets right. Let me get all my assets right. Listen, me and this control center, we are having a time. As you can tell, I've changed up a few things, but that's all right. I'm going to get acclimated to this new system here in a second. Let me get my mods up here because, listen, I appreciate them. And I thought I just happened to look up and say, oh, Lord, today I ain't showing not near one of them. That's not what I wanted. This is what I want.
Ain't nothing but the devil
messing with me and my mods. Shelly Thunder. see that mod love BTD Mom. I see that mod love Shelly Thunder. I see that mod love Tall Pumps. Listen, y'all come on in here. Because listen, Shelly, I'm trying to pull this thing together. Listen, and as I said, she's my Ultra Sheen sister. That's my Ultra Sheen mod. Whatever the weather, her hair stays together. And I appreciate you for being in the midst this morning. Then we're led by none other than the leader of the pack, the Rebel Ink. Yes, the Rebel Ink is a streamer. She's my Ace Boom Coon. She's my day one. That's my little sister right there. Love me some her. Now listen, if you all are not following the Rebel Ink, quit chewing the ways. Just quit them. Because I promise you, she's going to bless your whole entire life. She will do it. That's her right there. And then we come to none other than my sister, the Quiet Storm. Yes, the Quiet Storm is my angel. Yes, she's my angel because she changes the atmosphere just by being in it. And these three beautiful ladies right here, these are the mods. This is my blessed trinity, and we always stop to give them love. I appreciate you. I absolutely positively do. And that's the way we do it in the Lion's Den with our moderators. They are absolutely beautiful for situation. Then as my mother would say, when you walk in the room, speak to somebody. So listen, this morning we want to come around and speak to those that are in the room and to everybody that's in my chat that may not be in the room this morning, but you're just auditing, you're just holding space, you're just sharing love. I want to say thank you to you as well. Started out this morning with my beautiful sister Glenda M. Groves. Good morning to you, sis. Nothing but mad love coming to you, and you're holding it down out there in YouTube. I appreciate you so much. Then I see Tall Pumps. Tall Pumps is pumping tall. And she came in telling me happy affiliate anniversary. And I just have to say, I really, Tall Pumps, did not realize it was my anniversary. So you've enlightened me to something. And I appreciate you coming in and remembering me on this special day. This was the day that I was slow making affiliate, but I finally made affiliate. And this is apparently my anniversary. So listen, let's give it up for the anniversary. I had no idea, but I got it anyhow. Thank you so much, Tall Pumps. That's my gorgeous sister from Chi-Town. Then I got the beautiful chocolate girl. Good morning to you. Listen, there's nothing like chocolate. Nothing like beautiful, sweet chocolate. Thank you for coming in the room, and happy Wednesday to you, fam. It's good to have you in the room with us this morning. Then coming on down, I'm booking, and I see Cassandra Woke 2022. Good morning to you, sis. Yes, come on. I got you and Glenda over there on that love seat. So this is you all's first time together on the love seat. Enjoy one another, as I'm sure that you will, because both of you are beautiful souls. Hope you got that ride together, sister. Whatever needs to happen, as I said, we're going to keep praying till we pray it on through. Please believe that we're not going to stop till you get the blessing in the pressing and get just what you need. Shelly Thunder. There's my Shelly Thunder, you all. Listen, Shelly Thunder, good morning to you. And you know you are precious to my soul. Come on in here and still sending up prayers, still sending up love. Thank you for coming in and holding down the fort. Listen, let me tell you, Rebel had a very full day on yesterday. I know the sister is tired. I don't know if she's going to make it or not, but we got Shelly Thunder here holding down the fort, and I appreciate her for that. You know, Michelle Browno is Michelle Browno. She came in yesterday as we were getting ready to raid out and informed us that she overslept and she was just waking up. So whatever the case, I told you Shelly Thunder holds it down for me. Whatever the weather, her hair stays together. Thank you, Shelly. I appreciate you. Now, BTD Mom. Not the shade, Shelly. Not the shade. BTD Mom, that's my biggest, big, beautiful sister. Good morning to you. You know I'm having DTs because I haven't seen you all week long. That is extremely unusual. And I'm having all kind of DTs this morning, but that's okay. We're going to work it out. That's my beautiful sister, and I love me some you. Coming going on down and I'm going to see who else came in the basement while I may have been upstairs. I want to say to downtown Melvin Brown, good morning to you, my brother. He comes in from the LinkedIn channel, and sometimes LinkedIn takes a little bit longer to get to my notifications, but I do see that in my chat on my phone. I was able to see you out there, Melvin. And that being said, let me come here because downtown Melvin Brown had a birthday, and today is truck driver's birthday. Now, please believe me, he's here. He audits out there and he's driving over the road. So we know that this is my brother right here. That's my Mufasa. That's my Lion King. That's my brother right there. And today is his birthday as well. So this is going out, beloved. I want you to wish a happy birthday to downtown Melvin Brown. I also want you to wish a happy birthday to James Sims, otherwise known as Truck Driver, because listen, both of these babies are absolutely precious to my soul. And so you know how we do it in here. This is how we say happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
It's a great day to be alive. Man, me and these controls are having issues this morning. Good morning, KK Michelle. I was saying happy birthday, Mufasa. Happy birthday, Melvin Brown. Y'all saw my lips moving, but you couldn't see anything coming out. Truck driver, good morning to you. Listen, I love you. I love you. I love you, my brother. I love you. I absolutely positively do. Now, listen, we're going to get started this morning, and I'm just going to take my time and take it easy. Let's get ready to have some morning brew. And listen, Truck, you take your time out there. I don't know if you're working today on your birthday or if you took the day off. Whatever you did, please be careful out there, my brother. Please be careful out there. And you know we're sending nothing but mad love to you. Now, here we go. Get some fresh brew. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Well, here we go, here we go, here we go, cheering. It's another day's journey, and let's see. I see your coffee cup, Shelly Sun Thunder. I see your coffee cup, BTD Mom. Listen, we're just going to go through and tell a few stories here and show a few things. I had someplace that I really wanted to start, but at this point, I'm looking and I'm trying to find it. But nonetheless, we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it moving. I'm going to just start from the top. And we're just going to come on down. I tell you, when we look at what's going on over here in Palestine, when we look at what's going on in the news, I just don't even know what to say. I just don't even know what to say. Anybody that feels that some way or somehow this is of God, that this is some kind of spiritual connection that you feel is engaged and involved here, I just don't know what to say. I can't understand it, because at the end of the day, this right here is some insanity going on. It is literally, whether you realize it or not, this is a racial cleansing. This is a cleansing at epic proportions. I'm going to roll just some beautiful beam footage, and I'm just keep this thing moving this morning. You're off today. I'm glad to see that truck. Enjoy your time off. Thanks for tuning in. Now, I played this one yesterday, and I'm going to play it again because I want us to get this down in our shondo. I want you to get a clear picture of what's really going on, and not just from my perspective. This is part of the reason why I want to show it, because this isn't just a matter of me talking. There are a lot of individuals that really don't know what the issues are. There are a lot of people that are completely unaware. I know that in the Christian community, there's always that push to stand with the Israeli community, the children of Israel as the chosen ones. And this is what I want to say to that. You heard my expressions on yesterday to some extent, but I also want to reiterate it to this point. Any special place that individuals feel that they have, we go into the God's chosen people and all of that, that does not give you carte blanche to kill people, especially children. And when you see the footage that's coming out today, I don't know how many of you have actually watched any of the footage. The footage is absolutely atrocious. I mean, absolutely, positively atrocious. And at the end of the day, I'm going to come back to what President Barack Obama had to say. Thank you. And I want to say SK8843 did a resub on yesterday. I'm trying to see who resubbed on today, or someone liked. I missed. Oh, Lavinia, Christine, come on, sis. Good morning to you, and welcome into the Lion's Den. I want us to have a clear picture on what's going on. I played this on yesterday. I'm going to play it again today because once more and again, as I said, I want us to have some clarity. I'm not only going to play President Barack Obama, but I'm also going to play President Jimmy Carter, because these to me are two solid politicians that I think, if you don't trust me and you don't believe a word that I'm saying, these are two, I feel, trustworthy politicians that have a comment. Good morning, honey 41. Come on in here, and so much mad love to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want you to see their perspectives and hear it, because again, there's a lot of confusion that can take place, particularly as it relates to Israel and the Christian take on pray for the peace of Jerusalem and Israel, and how much we have in our Christian faith sided in with the actions and the behaviors of Israel. And again, this idea that because they are God's chosen people, that it's almost like they have carte blanche, whatever they do and however they do it, it's okay. However, what you're going to hear President Barack Obama share, as well as I'm going to play a clip from President Jimmy Carter, who both explain the situation very, very eloquently and very clearly. I hope that it's clear to you. I want us to really take to heart what's being said here, because I don't want you to be ignorant. I don't want you to be oblivious to what's actually going on. And I know many times, unfortunately, several of us are uninformed and unaware of what's going on in other countries, what's going on in other areas outside of wherever you are located. This is where I want us to change that scenario. We need to be abreast of as much as we can. And I know a lot of times we say, I just emotionally cannot handle that. Thank you for listening in, Lurkin Honey 41. I appreciate you. And blessings and favor right back to you. I want us to not be oblivious. Because when you are oblivious to what's actually going on and people start talking, you don't know the position to align yourself. And I want you to critically think, not just think because this is what spiritual thought leader said. I don't want you to think just because this is what whomever. I want you to take all of the information and all the details, because let's be clear. Let's be ever wit clear. Media is one of the best tools for propaganda. Media is one of the best tools for propaganda. Because 9 times out of 10, most of us are not going to read. That's why printed media is almost obsolete at this point. But what we see and what visuals they put in front of us, that tends to be what we believe. But in media, as a tool of propaganda, I need you to pay attention. Risha Jones, come on in here, sis. There's my sister. So much mad love to you. And give Mother Castleberry all my love. So this is where I want us to not always get sucked in. I want you to go out and start looking for resources and voices that are credible, because some of this stuff is not even credible. Some of the people are not credible. And we take the imagery, we take the jargon, the rhetoric that they put out there, and we take it hook, line, and sinker. I want you to be critical in your thinking. I want you to be analytical in your thinking. I want you to be free. I want you to be a free thinker. I don't want people to just feed you whatever. And that includes in all aspects. I'm dealing with the media, but I also want to address church and religion. I want to address from so many different angles. People are just feeding stuff to us and we eat it and we digest it, and then it makes us sick because it's not digestible, because it's not truth. Demon Fox to God, come on in here, my brother. Nothing but mad love to you. So Demon Fox to God is a streamer, you all. If you're not following Demon Fox to God,
we're building something.
Quit your ways. Just quit him. Because listen, he's going to bless your whole life. Thank you for that resub, because we're building something. I really am building something. I'm serious about this thing. Finny Jen, good to see you this morning. All right. Blessings to you. Now, this is where I want us to understand that at the end of the day, everything is not as cut and dry as it seems. Now, where I'm going to say this, and I'm really wanting us to have clarity, where we're talking and addressing this idea. So much love coming back to you as well, Demon Fox to God. We're dealing with, but they bombed us and it's right for us to retaliate. Do you not understand that Palestine is an occupied state? Do you not understand that the land belonged to the Palestinians? Do you not know that the Palestinians have been placed and put in a situation where they are completely under occupation and control? So let's start right there. So it's almost like saying that Black people in America, after all of the things that we've been through, started to rise up and started to say, hey, this is not fair. We don't want this anymore. Now, again, let me make the point. I am not advocating the actions of Hamas as having been right or wrong. Now, even to that end, I'm going to say, y'all remember what they did to the Black Panthers? Do I need to say more? Remember the Black Panthers. Can I say that one more time? Remember the Black Panthers. And you recall how the Black Panthers were said to have been militant and killing and this and that and the other. There were all kinds of things. 440 Shorty, good morning to you. Come on in here, sis. Nothing but mad love to you, and welcome to the Lion's Den. Now, you know, we had all of the rhetoric where you even had black folks deceived by the media. We had black folks that were en masse coming out and talking against the Black Panthers as if they had done all of these things wrong. And the people were out here doing good in the black community. If you don't know, understand that the food and the feeding program that came into existence that the government took over and tried to claim as their own, they got that from the Black Panthers. So many of the other things that ended up being implemented as if the government had done it and the government had created it. I'm just talking, Shelly Thunder. This is true. So all of these things that they were doing in the community and the good works that they were doing, that the government came behind them and replicated, but then accused them of being animals, accused them of being barbaric, accused them of being violent rabble rousers, accused them of all of these things. At the end of the day, as it all came out into the wash, that was a lie. So, you know, I'm going to say that once more and again. I cannot speak to what is actually going on over there with Hamas, because they will tell, oh yes, Risha, the feeding program, which is probably one of their biggest things. Original Man 718, good morning to you. Nothing but mad love to you, and a happy Wednesday to you here in the Lion's Den. Yes, Risha, the feeding program, as well as several other programs. I would love to do a study on the Black Panther Party, because they were very progressive. They were almost, they weren't ahead of their time. They were on time. But the country, as racist as it was not ready to hear and embrace the message that the Black Panthers were putting out there. So what they did was demonize them. What they did was make them homegrown terrorists, but they were not. Come on, let me make that clear.
Why you always lying?
They were not black terrorists. So, and at the end of the day, the way they killed those babies and did that massacre, we see that same type of energy even in this scenario right here. So I just want us to be clear. I want us to be ever with clear that everything that they tell us is not always the truth, and they will slant the media based on the way they want you to perceive and the energy that they want you to have towards a particular thing, because that's where politics comes into play. They need the masses to agree with them. Now, this is what I'll say. Even I don't know if you all are aware that President Joe Biden has boarded a plane, and if he hasn't already arrived over in the land, he is headed there. And I feel like some of that is because there's a pushback in the United States of America that we do not condone ethnic cleansing and we do not condone genocide, because that's exactly what's going on. It's ethnic cleansing and genocide. Now, I'm going to show you a clip from Joe Biden as well, because I want you to see what's really going on, because at the root of it all, I say it all the time, and I'm going to continue to say it. Listen, at the end of the day, war is not, I don't care how you try to put it together, war is not to the advantage of the people. War is to the advantage of the mongrels and the money makers at the top, the greedy people that are actually making money off of war. So enough said on that, but I really want you, SK8843, good morning to you. That's my big, beautiful sister. Not to be confused with my biggest, big, beautiful sister. Thank you for those roaring biddies, because we're building something. And thank you for that resub on yesterday. I didn't see it until after the stream was concluded, but thank you for your support. I love me some you. We're building something. So I want us to be clear. Do not get confused by what the media puts out there for you to consume. I need you to go deeper. All right, please go deeper. Now I'm going to play this of President Barack Obama, and then I have another clip of President Jimmy Carter, and you can tell he's much younger. Why do I emphasize that point? Because this is how many years these people have been under occupation. This is how many years. These people have been oppressed. This is how many years? So please, 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 this whole idea that, oh my God, we got attacked so many weeks ago, however many weekends ago it was, and we need to listen, there's a reason for it, and don't be deceived on that point. Here we go.
But the Palestinian people's right to self-determination, their right to justice, must also be recognized. And put yourself in their shoes. Look at the world through their eyes. It is not fair that a Palestinian child cannot grow up in a state of their own. Their entire lives with the presence of a foreign army that controls the movements, not just of those young people, but their parents, their grandparents, every single day. It's not just when settler violence against Palestinians goes unpunished. It's not right to prevent Palestinians from farming their lands or restricting a student's ability to move around the West Bank or displace Palestinian families from their homes. Neither occupation nor expulsion is the answer. Just as Israelis built a state in their homeland, Palestinians have a right to be a free people in their own land.
Now, as we listen to that, again, I'm bringing in the point to please understand and please recognize this. I feel good morning to you. DJ Drew Williams is in the room. Good morning, my brother. Nothing but mad love to you. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den this morning. I appreciate you for being here. Mad love. Now listen, he is a streamer, and if you're not following DJ Drew Williams, quit your eyes. Just quit him, because at the end of the day, I promise you, he's gonna bless your whole entire life. Now, as I come back to this point once more and again, I want us to understand there's so much more to the story, you all. Don't just take hook, line, and sinker. And again, I wanted to bring some credible, who I feel are credible people that have commented on this issue. And again, this isn't President Jimmy Carter in a recent conversation. Sidecore Fit, good morning to you, sis. It's good to see you in the Lion's Den. Now listen, Sidecore Fit is also a streamer. If you're not following her, she deals with your body, she deals with your mind, she deals with all of it. If you're not following Sidecore Fit, if you're not following DJ Drew Williams, quit. Just quit them, because I promise you, she will be a blessing to your whole life. I promise you she will. Now, this is what I want to roll this beautiful beam footage of President Carter. And listen, I think if you, at the end of the day, ask me who I think are top of the top in presidency in these here United States of America, Jimmy Carter's going to be on that list. James Earl Carter is going to be on that list. Disco Darren 1966. Groove morning to you, my brother. Groove morning to you. And welcome. It's good to be back, Disco. It's good to be back, my brother. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the love. Thank you for holding me down. I appreciate you, my guy. And I thank you for being here today. Disco Darren is a streamer. And if you're not following Disco Darren, quit your eyes. Just quit him. Because I promise you, he's going to bless your whole entire life. Right along with Chef Nobi. Come on in here, sis. Mad love to you. Chef Nobi is another streamer that if you're not following her, quit your eyes. Just quit them, because listen, she gonna cook you right on into oblivion. And go out there and follow her page as well. She has some Instagram posts that are just phenomenal. And I appreciate you for being in the room this morning. Blessings and mad love to you. Now, I want to run this in concurrently with the video that I showed you from President Barack Obama. And I want you to listen to President Jimmy Carter, because I mean to tell you, he breaks it down. Here we go.
Peace, not apartheid. And President Carter, why did you use the word apartheid in the book's title? Well, let's look at the entire title, if you don't mind. The first word is Palestine, which involves the land that belongs to the Palestinians, not the Israelis. I didn't refer to Israel because there's no semblance of anything relating to apartheid within the nation of Israel. And I also emphasized the word not, that is peace and not apartheid. That's what I hope to accomplish with this book, is to move toward that goal. But there's no doubt that within the occupied territories, Palestinian land, that there is a horrendous example of apartheid. The occupation of Palestinian land, the confiscation of that land that doesn't belong to Israel, the building of settlements on it, the colonization of that land, and then the connection of those isolated but multiple settlements, more than 200 of them, with each other by highways on which Palestinians can't travel, and quite often where Palestinians cannot even cross. So the persecution of the Palestinians now under the occupied territories is, under the occupation forces, is one of the worst examples of human rights deprivation that I know. And I think
even worse though than a place like Rwanda.
Yes, I think, yes. You mean now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I think
the impression now of the Israelis, of the Palestinians by the Israelis, is worse than a situation in Africa like the oppression of Rwandans and the Civil War.
I'm not going back into ancient history about Rwanda, but right now, the persecution of the Palestinians is one of the worst examples of human rights abuse I know, because the Palestinians...
You're talking about right now. You're not talking about, say,
I'm not talking about ancient
2 years
history.
ago.
No.
Oh, Rwanda wasn't ancient history. It was just a few years ago.
You can talk about Rwanda if you want to. I want to talk about Palestine. What is being done to the Palestinians now is horrendous in their own territory by the occupying powers, which is Israel. They've taken away all the basic human rights of the Palestinians, as was done in South Africa against the blacks. And I make it very plain in this book that the apartheid is not based on racism, as it was in South Africa, but it's based on the desire of a minority of Israelis to acquire land that belongs to the Palestinians and to retain that land, and then to exclude the Palestinians from their own property and subjugate them so that they can arouse and demonstrate their disapproval of being robbed of their own property. That's what's happening in the West Bank. And the people in this country, in America, never know about this. They never discuss this. There's no debate about it. There's no criticism of Israel in this country. And in Israel, there is an intense debate about the issues in this book. In this country, no.
I agree. I mean, I wish we had that sort of debate that they're having in Israel. I wish we had that in the United States. But give us a sort of sense, how much of the responsibility for the conflict, Israeli-Palestinian conflict, do you think belongs to the Israelis for their tactics like seizing land and occupying territory that didn't belong to them? How much of it is the responsibility of the Palestinians for their suicide terror attacks and their bombings within Israel proper?
Well, as a matter of fact, the basic cause of the conflict is a sustained occupation of other people's land by the Israelis. And this is a direct violation of United Nations resolutions. It's a direct violation of the International Quartet's roadmap. It's a direct violation of the commitments that leaders of Israel have made in the past at Camp David when I was president and in Oslo, promising that Israel would withdraw from occupied territories. They have failed to do so. In response to that, and I'm not excusing them, there have been acts of violence. As a matter of fact, though,
Palestine, peace, not a...
Now, as you heard him say, at the end of the day, good morning, Stacy XOXO. Good to see you this morning. And I also saw DJ, come in the room this morning. Good morning to you both. And MCP812, that's my sister, cousin, pastor friend. Good morning to all three of you this morning. Come on in here. K2 Hoop, good morning to you, sis. Joanna G98, good morning to you. Y'all coming in this morning, and it's good to see you. It's a blessing to have all of you in the Lions Den this morning, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Now back to the point. Did you hear when he said there are all kinds of human rights violations that are going on? Pastor Damon Blissett is in the room. Good morning to you. Come on in here. That's my brother, and he's a YouTube streamer and a pastor. If you're not following DJ, and Pastor Damon Blissett, quit chewing them eyes. Just quit them, because I promise you they will bless your whole life. Now, this is what I want to address. Again, As President Carter addressed so many years ago, it's all about the occupation. They want that land. Bottom line, they want that land. And so when all is said and done, you know, we can try to make it religious, we can try to make it spiritual, you can try to make it whatever you want to. It is all about the land, folks. So at the end of the day, I want us to be really, really clear about what is actually going on, because I'm telling you, the way that we hear and we perceive it here from our media sources, it's always something else. And again, because the United States is in partnership with Israel, you're going to hear it from that standpoint. So I want you to be clear. And listen, I got it. Listen, this is for President Jimmy Carter, because he broke that thing down, baby. And these civil rights violations did not just start. This has been going on for decades. And as President Carter so eloquently said, nobody in this country wants to talk and have a debate about it, because nobody wants to upset that facet of the political machinery. So you're not going to hear it accurately talked about. So at the end of the day, I just want you all to be really, really clear. I need you all to be really clear about what's really going on. Take it from two presidents that count. Take it from two presidents that can be credible. Take it from them. Jazzy Mimi, come on in here. So good to see you, my sister. Mad love to you. I want you all to be clear on that and stop being confused. Listen, only the facts. Stop confusing me with all of this other mumbo jumbo. And please believe me when I tell you, there are some Jewish people that are out here saying this is of Diablo. This is not right, and something needs to be done, because regardless, I'm going to show you right here. Let this brother talk his talk. Let this brother walk his walk. And here we go.
All right, let's get into it. I'm a proud Jewish man, unapologetically Jewish, love being Jewish, and I don't stand with Israel. You know, more than one thing can be true at the same time. I absolutely unequivocally condemn Hamas and their actions against innocent Israelis. I also unequivocally condemn the Israeli government and their decades-long oppression of Palestinian people. If you have any humanity, you can't support the state of Israel in their actions against Palestinians. Unless A, you just don't believe, you just don't know what's going on, or B, you view Palestinians as less than human. And there has been a successfully collective effort on the part of Western media to dehumanize Palestinians, calling everything they do terror and everything Israel does defense. Israel has the right to defend itself. We hear this over and over again. Hamas started it. This was an unprovoked attack, unprovoked. Israel has had their foot on the necks of Palestinians now for decades. They live in what amounts to an open-air prison. Israel regularly cuts off water. Now they've cut off food supplies and electricity from these people. This can be viewed as an act of genocide. And dehumanizing a people to justify the horrific conditions in which you are forcing them to live is a Nazi tactic. And I, as a Jew, will never support Nazi tactics. So I don't support the state of Israel. I support Israelis. And I don't support Hamas. I support Palestinians. And I know Palestinians and I know Israelis. And the thing they all have in common is that they want to live in peace. None of them want to live in fear. They all want to have the opportunity to pursue life and happiness. So, if you think you're supporting Jewish people by posting the Israeli flag and standing with Israel, please recognize that you are standing on the side of the oppressor. And I am pretty confident that history will show you are on the wrong side of history in that regard.
And that's spoken by a Jewish Israeli brother. And I think once more and again, whatever way we look at the scenario, you just cannot. You just cannot. You just cannot and have any sense of humanity and decency feel like what is going on. You wonder how your aunt feels about this. She's Jewish. Ask her. And you know, I think at the end of the day, a lot of things will reveal how we are indoctrinated and how we are taught to think. And we just kind of roll with that. I'd be interested to know how she feels about it as well. I really, really would. Now, this that I'm getting ready to show about, how about when they doing the same thing in the United States? Come on, just in a different way. Absolutely, positively. And you are hitting the nail on the head. And really, Chef Nobi, why should black folks even care about it? Because this is, in essence, if anybody can relate to what's going on over in Palestine, black folks can relate to this. Black folks can relate to this because at the end of the day, these are the same types of events and happenings, and sometimes it may be done in a different way, but at the end of the day, you see ethnic cleansing, you see racism, you see oppression, you see all of the dynamics that we see going on here right now. And this is what I'm telling the black community. If you don't care what's happening with Palestine and the Palestinians, you better beware, because if they can overtly, as they've been doing with us for how many centuries, if they can overtly, however, kill folks in mass of a particular group, you best rest assured it's not going to be far behind for black folks and people of color. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? This is almost to me like an opportunity to see, can we get away with this? Can we get the national stage? Can we get the different countries in the political arenas? Can we get these other countries to stand down as we kill whole masses and groups of individual people? This cannot stand. And it shouldn't just be a concern of ours when it happens to our community, and it is already to some extent. But at the end of the day, when we see it happening to others, because we understand the experience, we should be the first and the loudest saying this should not stand. Come on, Eminent Domain. You see it all in so many different ways. Pay attention. This is what I'm trying to get us to understand. Come on, I'm watching you people. Come on in here. Uh-oh, is it the gospel takeover, y'all? It's a raid. Hey! It's one reason, and the gospel takeover. I'm watching you people. I see you. Come on in here. It's good to have you in the room, and I'm watching you people. Is a streamer. If you're not following, I'm watching you people. Quit your ways. Come on in here. KB Browns, I see you. This is a raid by one reason, the Bishop of Twitch and the Gospel Takeover family. Good morning to you. Big Moochie, baby. One reason is a streamer. And if you're not following one reason, quit your ways. Miss Frosty, I see you. KB Browns, my brother, I see you. LaWanda Baskerville, I see you. Come on in the room. I see you coming in. Arthur Javonda 5, come on in the room. Arthur Javonda 5 is a streamer. And if you're not following Arthur Javonda 5, quit your ways. Just quit them. I promise you, she will bless your whole life. And to everybody that rode that raid train over, come on in here, Sight Giver, I see you. Thank you for that one reason. Thank you for that. Happy anniversary. I appreciate your love. I appreciate your support. Come on in here, Raiders. Simply Kim 617. Come on in here, sis. Mad love to you. And I appreciate you for riding that raid train over. Chef Nobi, she's feeding you as you walk in the door. Retta Divine, it's Mo Better with Retta. Come on in here, sis. Nothing but mad love to you. And I love every last one of you that came on the raid. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Now, back to this topic. I want us to understand all of the dynamics that are involved, because believe you me, it will be not many days hence that we will find ourselves in some of this same predicament if we let this stuff stand. Good morning to you, Sight Giver. So much love. Now, if we let this stand as if there is nothing that we can speak out and say, and don't be confused. I said it before, just like they lied on the Black Panther Party. I'm telling you, they will lie, cheat, steal, and do whatever else they have to do to try to get you on their side when they start reporting this information.
Why you always lying?
The saints will lie. So this is what it, and this is the beauty of how we have the internet in this hour. Because listen, while they out there trying to lie, we can actually see it in real time. So since we can now see it in real time, they have to come back and address some things. Now, I'm gonna tell you, this video that I'm getting ready to show, if you are queasy, if you emotionally cannot stand it, you may want to not observe this, but this is literally what is happening even as we speak. And if y'all think this is okay, if you think this is the will of God, if you think God is anywhere in this, I need you to rethink your life and rethink your religion, because this is some horrible, horrendous mess right here. Now, that's really what's going on. And as of this morning, they bombed the hospital. The hospital. Did I miss somebody coming in? I saw a shout out. Whoever I missed, good morning to you and thank you for joining. They bombed the hospital. DJ Roll'em 27. There's my brother. So much mad love to you. DJ Roll'em is a streamer. If you're not following DJ Roll'em 27, quit your ways. Just quit him. Because I promise you, he'll bless your whole life. Absolutely. And mad love to you. And it is so sad. This is what I want you all to see. This is what I want you all to understand. And as I said, as of this morning, they bombed the hospital. 300 initially reported dead, and they know that the numbers are going to escalate from there. That's all they had counted at the time of the reporting. 300 folks at the hospital that was bombed. War crimes, y'all. These are war crimes. These are war crimes. Y'all can keep on praying for the peace of Jerusalem and keep on talking about Israel as God's chosen people. It does not give you carte blanche to go out here. Now, that takes us to a point. Y'all not going to be ready for me here. When, I'm going to come here. I'm going to come here. Well, I got all the churchy folk, and I'm not just talking, I'm just saying. You remember when David in the Bible was told to kill everything in the camp, to kill every man, every woman, every boy, every girl, every animal, every beast, Now, I'm going to tell y'all, because at the end of the day, I am a liberation theologist and I'm a womanist theologian. When you look at the crimes committed against women in the Bible, I say that's not God. When you look at these types of scenarios, I say that's not God. These individuals are doing the same things that you saw recorded in the Bible, that y'all get up and preach on and shout on and speak in tongues on. And the reason why David, when the prophet came to him and said, what means the bleating that I hear of the animals in the back? Because I told you to kill everything. It's this same energy. I said what I'll say it, and I'll add to it before I take it back. It's this same energy, and it hasn't gone anywhere. And I want to challenge to my theologian brothers and sisters that stand behind the sacred desk, as y'all call it, to continue to preach these types of texts and concepts from the pulpit. I want to challenge you, because at the end of the day, when we see this in real time, because this is no different than when David went and said, I want to possess the land and this is mine. And the Lord told me to kill everything here, every dog, every cat, every boy, every girl. Tell me how it's different. I'll wait. I said I'll wait. Tell me. And I know y'all have heard that scripture preached. And I know you all have heard, what meaneth the bleeding? What meaneth? I hear animals in the back. Listen, at the end of the day, it's this same energy that they're operating in right now. This land that belongs to Palestine, we want it. And if we have to kill every boy, every girl, every woman, every man, every dog, every cat, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it in the name of God. And at the end of the day, God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And if it's wicked today, it was wicked then. I said what I said, and somebody gonna be mad at me, and some of y'all ain't never coming back, because y'all gonna say that woman is of Diablo. When we see this kind of travesty happening, that's of Diablo, and y'all keep calling it God, just like these people are calling it right now. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. You need to rethink your theology. You need to rethink your belief system, because if there's something in you that believes that this is God and that this is a holy, righteous war, I just don't even know what to say to you. But that's not the God that I know. And just as tragic as it is now, it's tragic. It's tragic. Good morning, Brittany Washington. So much love to you. Come on in here. Mad love to you, and welcome to the Lion's Den. It's so good to have you join us from Facebook. So much mad love to you. Listen, that's all. I'm trying to tell you, I said what I said, one reason, and I'll add to it before I take it back. We don't stop and think about some of the things that we say, some of the things that we do, some of the things that we preach and teach, because this is exactly how the KKK came up with the idea that they had the God-given right to oppress. They had the God-given right to take advantage of. They had the God-given right because they were God's. Listen, and y'all keep preaching this mess. Y'all just keep preaching this mess. And God ain't in it. When you see those babies bagged on the floor, lying there, and they're too small to bag and they're barely breathing, if you think that is God, your mind and your heart is twisted. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. And y'all can jump, shout, speak in tongues, and go someplace else if you want to. At the end of the day, that kind of heart that believes that that is of God is twisted. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. That is a real life visual. A real life visual. And y'all just keep preaching that mess. I said it. I said mess. I think that there comes a time where we have to look and identify. This is 2023. And one of the things that I keep saying, number one, war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. At the end of the day, war serves purposes, but the people that it's serving is not, at the end of the day, it does not measure out and it does not equal the cost of war. And I'm not talking about ammunition, and I'm not talking about machinery and artillery. I'm talking about the lives of the people. The lives of the people. When people's lives mean nothing to you, there's a problem. Come on in here, Bearded Baritone. I see you. Good morning to you. I almost missed you, my brother. It's good to see you in the Lion's Den. Bearded Baritone is a streamer, you all. If you're not following Bearded Baritone, quit your ways. Quit him. Because I promise you, he will bless your whole entire life with his baritone self. So this, I challenge you. I challenge you. I challenge you. Don't y'all keep drinking this Kool-Aid. Don't y'all keep teaching this and preaching this, because at the end of the day, it's diabolical. And I said what I said. It's diabolical. If you feel like there's some kind of justice in what we just witnessed with those little children, I pray for your soul. If you feel like there's some sort of spiritual righteousness, I pray for your soul. Now, at the end of the day, not only is it impacting in the foreign lands, it's impacting here in the United States. And there was a little boy that was attacked by this deranged man. They left the Jordan Banks, came to the United States to try to flee to safety, only to be stabbed by some deranged man that felt like he was doing the work of God. Here we go.
Here, a 6-year-old boy is killed in the Chicago area because of a foreign conflict, because of hate that arises out of a foreign conflict. This is a family, Joy, that fled from the West Bank, fled from the occupied Palestinian territories over a decade ago to get away from violence there, and they lost their son in the United States of America in 2023. It's absolutely horrific. And you have to ask the question, who wakes up in the morning and thinks, I'm going to kill a kid today? I'm not just going to kill a kid, I'm going to stab the kid to death. And I'm not just going to stab them once or twice, stab them 26 times. A 6-year-old boy. What kind of hate makes someone do that? It's not hate you're born with, Joy. It's hate you're taught. And I do not believe it was a coincidence that NBC News is reporting tonight that this alleged killer was an avid listener of conservative talk radio. We have heard some vicious and vile anti-Palestinian rhetoric in recent days from people like Tom Cotton, a Republican senator, saying, as far as he's concerned, Israel can bounce rubble in Gaza. Lindsey Graham saying Israel should level Gaza. Ron DeSantis saying everyone in Gaza is an anti-Semite and shouldn't be allowed into America as refugees. Marjorie Taylor Greene saying if you're pro-Palestinian, you're pro-Hamas. That is the kind of dehumanizing rhetoric. Some would say genocidal. What does it mean to flatten, level an area where 2 million people live? That is the kind of rhetoric that in many cases prompts people. It's heartbreaking to hear a 6-year-old boy.
Now, all of this, and at the end of the day, because there is some twisted belief, and I mean twisted, some kind of twist. Listen, prayer is needed. Some kind of little Southern girl, good morning to you. B-Hop, come on in here, plays games. It's good morning to you. This kind of twisted mentality that can be preached and taught in the name of religion and politics, that can be absorbed into our minds to the point that we start moving. DJ said, come on in here. Thank you for the anniversary wishes. It's good to have you. DJ said is a streamer, you all. If you're not following DJ said, please quit your ways. Just quit him, because I promise you, he's going to bless your whole life. And I appreciate you for coming in today. Now, this is insanity. This is mind control. This is propaganda at its finest that incites those warped minds. And listen, I know that the warping can be at various degrees and various levels from one extreme to the other, but you're warped. If you can embrace this as behavior that is acceptable, and especially in the name of God, something is wrong with your thinking. I'm your spiritual thought leader, and y'all know how we do it in here. No cream, no sugar. You take this coffee strong and black, because I tells it like it T-I-Z-Tis. I'm not going to play with you. I'm not going to run around with you. We going to talk about this for real. Your point on this is what independent or Democrat is saying. Anything negative on this, all you hear is what certain Republicans are saying. That's so sad, and you wonder why the Republican Party is in shambles. Listen, the DJ Rollum, our political system is just sad. What else can I say? It's just sad. Now, why are they not saying anything? And this, y'all ain't ready for me. Y'all not ready for me. But listen, this is when the man said, President Carter, when he addressed the reality and said, it's really about the land. It's always about resources. It's always about money. It's always about something else. But listen, I want y'all to hear our beloved president in 1986. And let me tell you, he breaks it off and he tells you exactly where his heart is at. And why are you not hearing any Democrats, DJ Rollum? Why are you not hearing any politicians? Why, Trini Band? Because at the end of the day, this has been an agenda that the United States has had with Israel from day one. Here we go. This is 1986, Joe Biden.
The best $3 billion investment we make. If we look at the Middle East, I think it's about time we stop, those of us who support, as most of us do, Israel in this body, for apologizing for our support for Israel. There's no apology to be made. None. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Whether or not in Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. If we look at the Middle East, I think it's about time we stop, those of us who support, as most of us do, Israel in this body, for apologizing for our support for Israel. There's no apology to be made. None. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Whether or not in Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. If we look at the Middle East, I think it's about time we stop, those of us who support, as most of us do, Israel in this body, for apologizing for our support for Israel. There's no apology to be made. None. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel.
I hope you understand the depth of what that man just said. The United States has a financial investment involved. Yes, they have invented countries. They have absolutely positively invented countries. And this is exactly what he's saying. They're going to utilize, because they have this $3 billion investment that is now protecting the United States interests. It's all about the oil and the money. Do y'all understand how this is going down? I need you all to be clear. I need you to be crystal. It's about the oil and the money. As he said, if there were not an Israel, they would have to create another country to operate in Israel's behalf. Why? They don't care about the Israelis. They care about the interest of the United States in the Middle East, which is the oil. Now, if that man didn't plainly say that just as clear as day, if you didn't understand the context and the concept of what he just said, and for those that may be struggling, let me play it one more time, because he didn't stutter. He did not stutter. He didn't bumble over his words. This man said what he said in broad open daylight. Hear it one more time.
It is the best $3 billion investment we make. If we look at the Middle East, I think it's about time we stop, those of us who support, as most of us do, Israel in this body, for apologizing for our support for Israel. There's no apology to be made. None. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel. It is the best $3 billion investment we make.
I just don't know how much more plain I can make this to you. So at the end of the day, not only will the United States support oppression of a people as black people are in this country, but in the interest that they have abroad, they'll also support that as well. They don't care about the genocide. They don't care about the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians. What they care about is their interest. They really don't care about the Israelis, to tell you the truth. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? They really don't care about the Israelis either. The Israelis are a means to an end. Do you understand? I need you to get clarity, because you are hearing all of this clutter. You're hearing all of this on the external. And some of y'all, I don't care nothing about that. You better care about it, because it's going to have impact on you, especially black folks. You better care. So at the end of the day, what we see the United States moving for, and like he said, it's time for us to stop apologizing for supporting them. Even though they're wrong, even though they are breaking all the Geneva Conventions, even though they're breaking all the rules of war, even though they're doing everything damnable under the sun, as Jimmy Carter said, this is some of the worst he's ever seen exist on the face of the planet. Even though all that's true, we will continue to support them, because they're the best $3 billion investment that we can make. It's the best $3 billion investment. So we don't care about little babies being killed. We don't care about women and children. We don't care about war crimes. We are protecting an investment that we have in that area. Don't y'all play with me. You're in the lion's den. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black, because I tells it like a T-I-Z-T-S. I tells it like it T-I-Z-Tis. Good morning, DK. Come on in here. So much mad love to you. But no money for the poor, no money for the homeless, no money for the veterans that get injured over there. They keep sending us over to the Middle East to fight, but they ain't never got money for nothing when it comes to the people. That's why I'm gonna keep telling you, listen, y'all can keep on keeping on if you want to. But at the end of the day, war, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Get your coffee cups out, Cassandra. Get your coffee cups out. Now, somebody thinks I'm lying. I'm not lying to you. This is October the 17th, 2023. And this right here is where, as we look at the bombing of the hospital children, they done bombed the hospital, but they don't want to admit that they did it.
Health Ministry says the Baptist Hospital in Gaza City, that's the northern half of Gaza, has taken a direct hit from an Israeli airstrike. They are saying at minimum, 300 people are dead. Now, we reached out to the Israeli military to ask, were you responsible for this strike? We just got a statement back from them. They said, a hospital is a highly sensitive building and not an IDF target. The IDF is currently investigating and, as always, prioritizes accuracy. They say, we urge everyone to proceed with caution while reporting about a terrorist organization. But Katie, the reverberations from this explosion, let's call it for the moment, are being felt all across the region, and they are potentially scrambling President Biden's trip to the Middle East tomorrow. The Palestinian Health Ministry says the Baptist Hospital in Gaza City, that's the northern half of Gaza, has taken a direct hit from an Israeli airstrike. They are saying at minimum, 300 people are dead. Now, we reached out to the Israeli military to ask, were you responsible for this strike? We just got a statement back from them. They said, a hospital is a highly sensitive building and not an IDF target. The IDF is currently investigating and, as always, prioritizes accuracy. They say, we urge everyone to proceed with caution while reporting about a terrorist organization. But Katie, the reverberations from this explosion, let's call it for the moment, are being felt all across the region, and they are potentially scrambling President Biden's trip to the Middle East tomorrow.
Why you always lying?
Beloved, come on now. Come on. At the end of the day, this cannot stand. This cannot stand. I don't, one reason, no, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. At the end of the day, you have to understand that what is being done and what is being viewed and able to get to the outside world about what's being done, they got to come up with alternative narratives. You almost feel like during these days and times that you're watching live rolling footage of scandal. Somebody called Olivia Pope. Somebody called Olivia Pope. This is what happened. We need you to spin it. This is what happened. We need you to make it look like it never happened. This is what happened. We need you to make this go away. Even though the people saw what they saw. The people witnessed what they witnessed. But nonetheless, we've got to come with some kind of way. We got to come with some kind of means of coming out and saying, they did it to themselves. Don't believe your lying eyes. That Israeli airstrike that you saw from our planes. And I love how as he said, they were warned not to come out as in their reporting and basically watch your step and what you say. He changed it from an Israeli airstrike to an explosion. He He changed it, one reason, from an airstrike to an explosion. So, listen, trying to throw a bomb and hide their hand, tall pumps. And you got caught because in real time, we got videos. But you still come out singing, it wasn't me. You didn't get it. It wasn't me. It was you. What are you talking about? It was you. And you saw him quickly pivot from, and I can only imagine for the reporters that are trying to, okay, Shaggy, that are trying to report truthfully, but yet, do you understand you have to have some sense of fear for your lives when you know you got somebody telling you, and be careful how you report it. To me, that was almost like a cloaked, a veiled threat in and of itself. So at the end of the day, you see him pivoting as quickly as he can from reporting it was reported to me to shifting his weight to the other side. It was an explosion. In the same report. That's all I'm saying. In the same report, this brother had to pivot. So at the end of the day, y'all, listen, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Now, as we talk about that, and I think Pastor Blissett touched on it, as far as understanding they're doing the same thing in this country to black people and people of color. Don't believe me, just watch. I've got a video here of, and Roland Martin put this up. There is a documentary that's coming out, and I want to invite you all to watch it, called Silver Dollar Road. Silver Dollar Road. This documentary is going to explain and share. Why did I say we need to care? Because this is the same kind of situations and scenarios that we're going to deal with in our country and have been dealing with in our country. And it's nothing less than occupation of our lands. It's nothing less than occupation of our belongings. And here we go. I want y'all to pay attention to this, because this right here is exactly what we see going on with Palestine. Pay attention.
It was town is what we always called it. Grandma's taking us to town. It was a beautiful memory until I became an adult and realized some of the things that happened that made me think this is not such a pretty place anymore.
Growing up here on Silver Dollar Road was so magical. It was the one place you could go. You wasn't worried about being targeted by the law. That property was so valuable, and not from a monetary standpoint, but valuable because of the history.
The first owner of the property, he was born in slavery times.
My great-grandfather died without a living will.
Before he died, he said, whatever you do, don't let the white man have my land.
Okay, yeah, this is our beach. This is our land. Right? This is our water, our club, everything. This is our land. Okay, this is our yeah. This is our club, our space, anything.
There's word of part of the property being sold to someone else that the family had no knowledge of.
We was getting threats. It came down and put eviction notice on La Curtis and Melvin houses.
My Uncle Melvin told me, I need your help. If they're saying we have to sign our rights away or go to jail, I'm going to jail. It was heartbreaking. It was town is what we always called it. Grandma's taking us to town. It was a beautiful memory until I became an adult and realized some of the things that happened that made me think this is not such a pretty place anymore.
Growing up here on Silver Dollar Road was so magical. It was the one place you could go. You wasn't worried about being targeted by the law.
That property was so valuable, and not from a monetary standpoint, but valuable because of the history.
The first owner of the property, he was born in slavery times.
My great-grandfather died without a living will.
Before he died, he said, whatever you do,
Don't let the white man have my land.
Okay, yeah. This is our beach. This is our land. This is our water, our club, everything. This is our land. Okay. This is our yeah. This is our club, our space, anything.
There's word of part of the property being sold to someone else that the family had no knowledge of.
We was getting threats. It came down and put eviction notice on La Curtis and Melvin houses.
My Uncle Melvin told me, I need your help. If they're saying we have to sign our rights away or go to jail, I'm going to jail. It was heartbreaking.
That's not ancient history. That's not in the far distant past. That's current. How are you going to sell people's land that you don't own? That's now, Joanna G. That's now. Now, the thing that, and why am I here? Because I want you to understand, if you can understand this, I'm trying to appeal to you any way that I can to understand that what's going on in Palestine is not right. The name of it is Silver Dollar Road. Silver Dollar Road. I want you to understand, Palestine is the equivalent to this family right here on Silver Dollar Road. Somebody just comes in and sells part of your land, then turns around and gives you an eviction notice to get off your own land, and either you're going to sign your rights away. Now, notice they understood there's got to be some a chain of documentation with signatures. How are you going to threaten somebody if you don't sign your rights away? You're going to jail, and you saw him sitting there in jail, don't you? Now, the interesting thing about that, and again, that's why I'm telling you, if you all do not understand the parallel between the dastardly things that are going over in Palestine and what is potentially happening right here in these here United States, and it's the same tragedy, where someone looks at someone else's land, money, and possession. That's all they care about. Money, land, and possession. They don't care about you. If they can get away with it and possess your land as if you never owned it and it belonged to them the whole time, and either we're going to take it by force, we're going to take it by coercion, we're going to take it by threatening to put you in jail, but we're going to take it. If you do not see that parallel to exactly what the Palestinians have been going through and cannot understand it's as wrong as two left shoes, I don't care how much you want to stand with Israel. I don't care how much you want to stand with the people and the chosen of God. It's as wrong can be. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If it's wrong, it's just wrong. I don't care what labels you put to it. So at the end of the day, as this has come out and the documentary is being publicized, if you go out there, you can look for it, Silver Dollar Road. What you're going to find, story after story after story after story of black people in this country saying we're going through the same identical thing. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I kid you not. There are people, as they're coming into the comments, the majority of the people that are coming into the comments are identifying their particular situation, their particular location, and they're identifying the same thing is happening to us. I need y'all to wake up and smell the coffee. I need y'all to pay attention. I I need you to pay attention. You know how we do it in here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like a T-I-Z-Tiz. If you feel like it's okay for somebody to wake up one day and say, I want your property, whether it's in the name of God, whether it's in the name of government, whether it's in the name of whatever corporation, if it's your property, it's your property. And for somebody else to claim rights to your property illegally is not right. And so when you look at retaliation, are we surprised that there's a retaliation? Are you really? After year upon year upon year of this oppression, after year upon year of this occupation, upon year on year of not being allowed to move about, of not being free, of no liberation, of in my own land, in my own house, on my own property. Listen, I'm telling you all, if you all do not raise a voice, and if we let this stand, there's going to be more of the same. Please believe that. There's going to be more of the same. And it needs to matter, not just when it comes to your house. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this because I have a problem with people that don't care until it hits their doorstep. You don't care until it's in your house. You don't care until it's happening to your family. You don't care until you, baby, I don't care. Right is right. And I need you to care whoever is suffering, because at the end of the day, if they can do it to them, baby, you better believe they'll come and do it to you too. And then when it's your turn, you're going to want everybody to stand with you in solidarity instead of, baby, you should have been talking and walking when it was your brother and your sister. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That's exactly how this country came to begin with. One reason. You didn't discover anything. There were people already here. There were inhabitants that already lived here. And you just came and killed them with disease and killed them with guns and killed them any way you could. After they taught you how to survive on this terrain because you didn't know how to do it. After they extended themselves to you, after they helped you, after they aided you, you turned around and killed them and took their possessions and said it was yours. I discovered it. Sit down somewhere.
Why you always lying?
I don't know how much more I can break this down for you, people. I need you to understand exactly what's going on, because I promise you, it's dastardly. I'm gonna close with this. I think I got 10 minutes left. I'm gonna close with this last video because, as one reason said, we didn't just start this. It's been going on for a minute. And this is where I'm saying to us, we've got to put an end to it. We need to put an end to it. This is 2023. We've seen this how many times come around? How many times have we seen this? And we want to make these individuals that come out being rich, filthy rich, and walking away with all the toys, all the money, all the land. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm going to show this last video and we're going to get ready to get out of here. But we need to put an end to occupation. We need to put an end to colonization. We need to put an end to taking control of people's land just like they have no rights. We need to speak up against war crimes. We need to talk about killing innocent little children. We need to speak up on all fronts. And this must stop. Please quit it.
How many Jews were murdered by Adolf Hitler during the Holocaust? Various records suggest different figures. Yet the most exaggerated is over 6 million. But do you know how many Congolese the King of Belgians, Leopold II, killed during his reign over Congo? Over 10 million. Neither the Holocaust nor Leopold II's brutality can be accepted. But the point is, do Europeans and people criticize Leopold the same way as they do Hitler? Yet Leopold II's horrific atrocities did not end here. During his rule over Congo, he inflicted the worst forms of crimes against humanity that give chills to people. He knew he could not do this in Belgium, his own people. So he decided to play with the lives of millions of Congolese in Congo. In this episode, we will explain what terrible brutalities King Leopold II ordered in Congo. In 1869, Henry Morgan Stanley, a British journalist and explorer, ventured forth into the heart of Africa to rescue another lost Englishman, Dr. David Livingstone. The good doctor had vanished while chasing the elusive source of the Nile River. 2 years of grueling exploration later, Stanley stumbled upon Livingstone near modern Tanzania. He found him surrounded by tribesmen, whom Stanley, in all his British irony, labeled as hostile. Their encounter etched their names in the annals of history, as the two men became renowned figures worldwide. But Stanley, not content with mere fame, saw an opportunity in the vast lands he traversed during his search for the missing doctor. Stanley's daring exploits caught the attention of none other than King Leopold II of Belgium, a man of grand ambitions and little conscience. He already had a deep desire to rule like an absolute monarch, where his words were considered orders to be followed with life. But this was not possible in Belgium, as people were becoming aware of democracy and debate. The idea of Congo was lucrative and could satisfy the deep evil desires Leopold had. Hence, with a nod from the Belgian government and the approval of other Western European nations, during the infamous Berlin Conference of 1884-85, Leopold simply claimed much of today's Congo for himself. No courtesy was extended to the Congolese people. Leopold declared the land his dominion, and thus the Congo Free State was born. Yet there was irony in the name because, from that day on, Congo was not to stay a free state. Leopold knew how to grease the wheels of his diabolical machine, and he didn't mind borrowing some funds from the Belgian government to solidify his control over this newfound colony. The land became his personal fiefdom, a fiefdom that he exploited with ruthless precision. Congo, 79 times larger than Belgium, transformed into King Leopold's very own cash cow. The ivory trade, once lucrative, proved no match for his insatiable appetite for wealth. Elephants fell like dominoes, victims of unbridled greed. But wait, there's more. A new resource emerged, rubber. And so grew the allure of riches. Leopold ordered the Congo to be transformed into his colossal rubber plantation, no matter the human cost. Human lives and tribal cultures were considered mere collateral in the pursuit of wealth. The plight of the Congolese mattered little to Leopold, as long as the profits filled his coffers. He treated the Congo like his personal playground, disregarding the rights and well-being of its inhabitants. Yet no one cared at that time. It's because the Western European nations and the United States, for all their supposed progress, harbored a toxic underbelly of racism that bled into their African colonies. However, their hate and criticism could not be contained in the case of the Holocaust. Perhaps for them, the cost of lives of European Jews was more than that of Congolese. Yes, they had abolished slavery within their borders, but their treatment of non-white minorities, especially black people, reeked of horrid disdain. And nowhere was this loathsome attitude more evident than in the African colonies, where native people were reduced to second or third-class beings in their own lands. They were not called citizens, for that would imply some semblance of respect. No, they were ruled and oppressed by outsiders, treated like playthings by their self-proclaimed masters. King Leopold II controlled Congo through his mercenaries. Yet this could not be done unless there were some African tribes on Leopold's side. That's how the colonial powers always do. They find the enemies of the people and get them on their side. Using them, they then rule the land. In history, they write that they did not commit atrocities. Rather, they were their own people. Well, this seems good on the paper, but the reality is what we have told you. Some tribes in Congo were hostile to those working on the rubber plantations and elsewhere. One of them was the notorious Zapo tribe, a warrior culture from eastern Congo, instilling fear throughout the region. The men of this tribe had a peculiar taste for slaughter, not just during raids but also in ceremonies. To make matters even more dreadful, they sharpened their teeth, turning their mouths into grotesque displays reminiscent of vampires or cannibals. Yes, you heard right. The Zappo-Zappos were cannibals, relishing in the consumption of human flesh, and they fried human flesh like bacon. Shocking, isn't it? But it gets worse. These very men, including the Zappo-Zappos, formed the Force Publique. This force took orders from Leopold II. The European officers didn't bat an eye at the gruesome practices of the Zappo-Zappo tribe, as instilling fear was in their favor. Leopold's rule depended on controlling the population through fear, and turning a blind eye to the horrors of his men was just one of many tactics. As reports and testimonials of the atrocities trickled back, the veil of secrecy began to lift. Belgian officers, missionaries, and journalists all bore witness to the horrors and openly discussed the unspeakable acts that unfolded in the Congo. Photographs emerged, spreading like wildfire to England, France, the USA, and Belgium. Faces frozen in smiles, the Zappo-Zappos posed proudly in these images, their brutality laid bare for the world to see. But those pictures were carefully captured to only show Zappo-Zappos to be the inflictors of atrocities. The mountains of amputated hands, arms, legs, and feet, mute witnesses to the inhumanity inflicted upon those who failed to meet the rubber quotas, shocked and outraged the Western world. Among these haunting photographs was a heart-wrenching image of a father clutching his young daughter's amputated hand and foot. The man had failed to fulfill the daily rubber quota, so the Belgian forces cut off his daughter's hand and foot. But this did not seem horrifying enough, so they killed her. Still, their thirst did not end. They then killed the wife of the man. The atrocities committed in the Congo were not isolated incidents. They amounted to a genocidal nightmare orchestrated under the reign of King Leopold II. His thirst for wealth and power knew no bounds, and the Congolese people paid the ultimate price for his insatiable greed. The echoes of their suffering remain etched in history as a grim reminder of the heinous exploitation endured under Belgium's rule in the Congo. Under Leopold II, about 10 to 15 million Congolese were murdered, as reported by Atrocities Watch Africa. Hordes of innocent souls were subjected to inhumane treatment, facing beatings, whippings, and a myriad of abuses that left hundreds of thousands succumbing to wounds infected and untreated. Picture the misery of the rubber plantations, where people were chained like beasts, forbidden to leave, and subjected to minimal, substandard rations, if they were lucky enough to get any food at all. Starvation and deadly diseases spread like wildfire among the crowded masses, leading to millions of lives lost during Leopold's reign. But wait, it doesn't end there. Reports and testimonies started trickling out, exposing the gruesome reality of the Congo to the rest of the world. The brave souls who escaped the hellish plantations and journalists working tirelessly to bring attention to the atrocities reached the ears of power in England, France, and the USA. Report on women being raped, villages being burned, Congolese workers getting their hands and feet cut spread like fire. Large protests erupted in Western capitals, as the heinous acts in the Congo were rightly labeled a crime against humanity. Belgium, of course, couldn't escape the mounting pressure. They reluctantly took action, relieving Leopold of his precious property, but not without throwing him a princely sum of 50 million francs, a pittance for the blood-soaked lands he had plundered. The investors also had to be appeased with hundreds of millions more, and so Belgium took control, rebranding it as the Belgian Congo, a land scarred by the terrors of the past. But let's not forget Leopold himself, the mastermind behind this reign of terror. Some may attempt to whitewash his legacy, claiming he knew nothing of the horrors in Congo. But don't be fooled. Leopold wasn't just any bystander, he was complicit in the carnage. He read newspapers, and he had aides keeping him informed of the atrocities, and yet he turned a blind eye, choosing to maintain his ill-gotten power. A Belgian prince defended Leopold and said that he never went to Congo. Well, the answer is, Hitler did not go to all places for the Holocaust. He gave orders just like Leopold did. It should be noted that in a fitting act of covering his tracks, Leopold ordered the destruction of all documents on his reign in the Congo, and this proved everything. King Leopold II was thrice the monster Hitler was. He was the butcher of Congo, and history will always remember him with these names. How could Leopold II, a human being, order such brutalities? Can you comprehend what their mentality would have been when they were killing millions of Congolese? Let us know your take on this dark chapter of history. How many Jews were murdered by Adolf Hitler?
And there you have it. Stirs the Soul shared for further reading King Leopold's Ghost. King Leopold's Ghost. Thank you for that, Stirs. Now, so what I am encouraging, DJ Rollum, I'm telling you, this is some stuff. This is some stuff. This is some stuff we need to uncover. This is some stuff we need to know. These are things we need to understand so we can understand what side we stand on and understand what we're standing for and what we're not standing for and not fall prey to all of the propaganda. When we talk about genocide and the Congolese, now notice that, again, I'm not taking anything away from the Jewish people, but again, the numbers of the Jewish people that were killed during the Holocaust still pales in comparison to the murderous just ravaging of the Congolese in numbers. It's pittance. So at the end of the day, it's like, is it because it was the European Jewish individuals that they were able to have some sense of care about what was happening to them? At the end of the day, these black bodies in Congo, and isn't it interesting that they call it the Free State of Congo? These Congolese are absolutely decimated, and nothing is, I mean, there's this continued not caring for black and brown bodies and the suffering that we go through and the sufferings that we have gone through and endured. This is why I'm saying to us, we've got to understand even more why we free us. That's the thing that we always say here. I'm not looking for somebody to come and free us. We free us, and we're building black for black. As we look at all of the things in history, and history will repeat itself if we don't change it. History will repeat itself if we don't have a paradigm shift. History will repeat itself if we don't come together and begin to empower ourselves. And again, I'm not talking about any level of violence. I'm not in a mindset or energy of violence at all. I am saying that at this phase and place of history, we need to really come to a point where we no longer embrace all of this craziness that we have seen manifest itself and start living a different way. I'm opposed to war in all of its forms. I definitely positively am. War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. It's an antiquated, obsolete method of dealing with conflict, and it doesn't work. And at the end of the day, it's a machinery and tool that is used to make rich people richer and to give people's land to other people that don't own it. So I have no sense of feeling any way, shape, or form that continuing the violence in any way is an answer. It's not a solution to where we need to go. What we need to do is go ahead and build the economic base that we can command. Because again, if we stop and realize, so many times we are the people that are making the rich people richer. Come on now. So that happened in Europe in full sight of all the Western world. But if you notice, Stirs the Soul, even as was stated, the Western world was in cahoots. The Western world was in agreement. The Western world had no opposition. And I'm going to promise you, the Western world was getting their palms greased in this process as well. They were getting what they wanted out of it. They were getting what they desired out of it. So obviously, as long as you grease my palm, I heard one person say, as long as you let me wet my beak, you let me wet my beak. If you let me wet my beak in your water, I'll chirp, chirp, chirp happily like a little bird. But at the end of the day, all of this tragedy happening in the dark continent, which is a part of why they deemed it as such. So at the end of the day, thank you for that, Stirs. So I want us to understand, we've got to shift the paradigm. We've got to think differently. I'm going to say this once more and again, and I know for some of you, this is a real challenge. I want you to pay attention, even in your theology, even in your religious teaching. Y'all stop teaching this idea that going in and taking other people's possession is okay. Stop teaching this idea. And I said it on yesterday. The Bible is a bloody book. However, the only blood we see Jesus shedding was his own. And that was because it was full of bloody people. We see him turn the other cheek. We see him, if you got a coat and they want it, give him the cloak also. We see everything about him as a prince of peace. And y'all love to try to bring him in. Oh, but he's a war conquering this and that. Show it to me. So at the end of the day, as we continue down this rabbit hole of continuing to perpetuate these ideas that push inequity, that push taking of other people's belongings, and then preach it and teach it as if there's something good in it. Baby, ain't nothing good in stealing somebody else's land, property, and life. And I told you, I already said, you can talk all day long and talk about Onesimus. Go back to your slave owners. Now that you got saved, go back. I ain't going back. You understand the words coming out of my back? I'm not going back. So, you know, no, you got, well, if you listen, I'm not called to be a slave. I'm not called to none of that. If you want to talk to women, even as you come to Lot and his 3 daughters, and you got men coming in wanting the angels that came in the house. You can't have them, but you can have my 3 daughters. What do you mean? I need y'all to rethink your theology, because it's a whole entire mess. It's a whole mess. And at the end of the day, we are in 2023. We are in 2023, and I don't care what they did in 800 and 1000 BC. I'm in 2023, and I'm not going back. You're not going to put me there. You're not going to take me there, and y'all can preach it all day long. And at the end of the day, wrong is wrong and right is right. So I'm telling, that story always hurt you too. I'm watching you people. I said, what kind of mess is that? You can't have these 3 men that came in, but I got 3 daughters. You can. Who are you talking to? Who are you? Because you understand that women were chattel. Just like I'm opposed to chattel slavery, I'm opposed to chattel womanhood. So y'all can preach it and teach it all you want to. Y'all need to start rethinking, and even from the pews, even if you're not preaching it and you're listening to it, you need to pay attention. Because at the end of the day, y'all can stand there and sweat, soup, and holler all you want to. I'm not buying what you're selling. And this is the type of energy that festers and feeds exactly what we see going on today, where you've got Israelis going in and committing ethnic cleansing and genocide. And you see here, genocide didn't just start. Genocide has been going on for a long time, but it's a mentality within the people that does not stand up and say, this is not right. You're not going to stand up and say it's not right if that's what you've been taught to believe. This is the way that we flow, and this is the way that we go. Now, that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I'm 5 minutes over on today, but I feel like it was 5 minutes well spent. I hope that you are listening to what I'm saying. I hope that you are reformulating your theology. And I don't care what they listen, you can't add to it, you can't take away from it. It's what the Bible says. Listen, I'm trying to get you to understand this same Bible that the KKK and everybody else has used in a despicable manner, and the same way it's being used today in this instance now. I need y'all to go to another level. I need your minds to elevate. I need you to begin to think about the things that you say you believe in and the things that you support. All right. We are in systemic genocide right now. And we are. And human genocide. We are, Chef Nobi. We absolutely are. Listen, them people taught us to be God-fearing and forgiving for a reason. Oh, now, Stirs, I got a whole sermon on that. Imagine if our anger had been left to fester and we'd been forged into get back-attitude. Come on. They knew and weaponized religion to satiate our thirst for vengeance. And that is exactly the truth. It is. And for everybody that wants to get offended by that statement, that's a true statement. That's why you had white evangelicals only that were allowed to go to the plantations and preach. Did you hear what I said? White evangelicals only were allowed to go to the plantations and preach because they wanted to make sure it was packaged in a way that left black folks docile, and y'all still preaching that same theology. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, I'm going to listen. You can't even go into a Jewish neighborhood in Brooklyn, so I can't even imagine how it is over there. Come on, One Reason. I cannot imagine. Oh my goodness. Listen, I want y'all to pay attention. Pay attention. I say it all the time. Pay attention. Please pay attention and don't drink all the Kool-Aid. Don't take everything hook, line, and sinker. Do your own research. Do your own study. Get your own understanding. Understand what's at the root and core of it all. Because as President Carter said, it's not about the people. It's about that land that the Palestinians are sitting on. They want that land. And even what we see happening to us here as Black Americans and landowners here, that same thing is happening where they're coming in and occupying our property and taking it over. Please understand what's going on. All right. I love you all. I love you. And I would not have you to be ignorant. And unfortunately, many of us are not only ignorant in our theology, we're ignorant in our politics, we're ignorant in our world history and understanding of what's going on the world stage. I want you to be able to speak, talk, and interact intelligently from a place of knowledge. All right. I love you so much. This has been another edition of Yes You. I appreciate you for coming. I know it may have got a little rough in here today, but listen, everything that I'm telling you is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I love you. I really do. No! I really do. I'm on the wrong screen. Ah, that's funny. Joanna G, you are very welcome. I love you, Chef Novi. Come on, stirs the soul. Thank you for the sub. We're building something. Come on, I'm watching you people. Thank you for that sub. Or one reason, that was you. Thank you for that resub. We're building something. And listen, let me hydrate. I got you. Let me hydrate. It's all about your attitude, people. It's always about your attitude. Double Spirit, you are so welcome. Miss Frosty, you are so welcome. And to everybody that came in today. Listen, this is another edition of Yes You, O Cubed under your belt. I am the spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. I want you to think about this from your spirit. I want you to think about it critically. I want you to think about it analytically and reject everything that does not flow with your soul. Is that all right? Reject everything that doesn't flow with your soul. Listen, we're getting up out of here. I want us to be the change that we want to see. And at the end of the day, this Pride Alliance, us, you, me, we, all, that's the way we're going. You're going to hear us roar. I want to thank everybody that came in today. One reason the Bishop of Twitch brought all of his crew over this morning, and I'm so thankful to you, Bishop. I appreciate you, sir. And to everybody that came over with the Gospel Takeover, I want to say thank you to you as well. I want to appreciate my moderators, Shelly Thunder, The Rebel Inc., and Michelle Browno. To everybody that gave Reeves, appreciate you because we're building something. Please believe it. I want to appreciate my sister, Regina Sims. Won't be this way always. Listen, you can get it out there on all platforms. You can go out there and go to their website and book her. I promise you, she will bless your whole entire life. My corporate sponsor is David Ryan Charity, where the motto is love on purpose. Now copy that raid train. Come go with us and we will do you good. We're going somewhere. We're going to go bless somebody else's house and have a good time over there. In the meantime, as Shelly Thunder always says, I want you to have an amazing day on purpose. Do what you love what you do, and peace for your journey.